Hi professionals, welcome back to Talk About Engineering. In today's episode, we are going to look on the topic of pattern tool, which is grouped under editing tool. Okay, let's create a new file to explain about the pattern tool. Okay, then just create it at a very small plate, and then just create another feature for geometric pattern purpose. Okay, you can see that here a feature which I was created for example to show the pattern tool. Just to click on this feature and then select pattern. Okay, now you can see that the pattern tool was activated, and then you can see select the pattern types. You can see that here dimension, direction, accessible, tab, table, curve, and points. There are so many options. Okay, now today we are going to look on this all the topics which are grouped under pattern tool. Okay, let's now start with the dimension tool. Okay, now before doing the activating the dimension tool, I will just edit this and make a dimension from here and then here. Okay, I will show why I was override the before dimension and create like this. Okay, now select the dimension which you need to pattern. Okay, now I have selected this dimension. Now I will give a number of numbers as around 10. Okay, or I will give it as 40. You can see that it was created as a dimensions which have no gap in between, but the pattern was created. Okay, I will show why this error was occurred. You can see that the average distance between this is 6.7 plus additional you have to add this width of the geometry. Okay, increment should be 6.77 plus 7.58 equal to 14.35. Now you need to reduce around 35, I think. Now also not with that number of element. We'll give it as 10 for now. Okay. Now you can see that it was distributed around pattern around equally. Okay, this was the error many people will do in the dimension type pattern. Okay, so that only I have shown this. Okay, next you can do in second direction also. For second direction you can select this dimension, and like before we have to add 8 plus 12.88. okay, and then click OK. You can see that the pattern new second direction pattern was created. Okay, and then now we go to direction type pattern tool. Okay, it was asking for the first direction. I will select this direction. The pattern will be created in this direction. You can see that the arrow was showing there. Also, I will increase some space to clearly show to you. Okay, now you can see that it was created in the direction of which was roughly line for reference. Okay, you can also change the direction of the pattern with, and then you have also have a second direction option here. Also you can change the direction of the pattern, and then give 15 as here also. Okay, 15 is I think not enough because the width of the pattern geometry is around 7.8, so we'll give it as a 18. Wait a minute. I think some bugs. I will recreate it. Spacing I will give it as a 15. A number of element will be around 15. And then click OK. You can see that the pattern was created in this direction. Also, I will show you the second direction element also. Just click this edge and same numerical value will be I will given here, but I will change the direction. 15 is I think not enough. 15 around to 12, and give it some more space to them, and then click OK. The feature was generated, and then you can see that it was created as we needed. And then you have axis option. Okay, just to click on it and then click OK. For axis you can either create a axis from here, or you can use a coordinate system as a axis. Just to click it, and you can give the angle of angle between the each pattern, or you can use the full round as a angle. You can also give the number of pattern should have. For example, I will show here, I will give as a 10. Okay. Also, you have an option for a second direction number. I will show this later. You can say that if you have a geometry as a circle shape, it will very useful. And then next, I will show you a second direction, and the radial distance should be around I will give this a 10 amount. It's not enough, I think. I will give it as a 16. 16 also not okay. 25, I think it's okay with it. You can see that second direction also created. I think you can also slip the change the direction of the pattern. Okay, and then you have a fill command, which is useful for when you need to fill the pattern without specifying any spacing or anything like that, but you need to fill the specific required area. For example, I will show you. From here to here. And then click OK. And then asking for the space, you need to give it as around 15. it will generate. I think around 300 features need to be created. Now you can see that features was created around it, and we need to give only this spacing between it. Okay. Also, you can change the rotation like that and radius like that, or you can add a border with. For example, you need to create these features around 10 mm distance and need to create a feature like that. Okay. Also, you have an option for disable some pattern feature. For example, you don't need to create this pattern here. For example, I will show you, and then click OK. Okay, now you can see that the feature was not created during the generation. Okay, and then you have a table. Table is nothing about and you need to create a pattern which are not in order. For example, you need to create a pattern here and not in horizontal or vertical transformation. Okay, for example, I will show you. Select this dimension and then this dimension. First and second dimension. Now here just to put on and give some value around 45 and 50. Then click save, click exit. You can see that it was created the geometry around here because we have give the dimension for that from here to here. Okay, you can see here we have given a dimension for the 845 and dimension for the 6.7 as a 50. Okay, so that only created around here. Okay, and then we have an option for curve. For this we need to create a sketch, then click OK, and then you need to confirm whether you need to start the sketch from here or here, because if we sketch, I have drawn this geometry here only. Okay, if I start the spline creating a sketch like this, means the feature will create a pattern in opposite direction. Okay, for example, I will show you live example. If I create this like this, okay, then click OK. You can see that I have created the sketch like this, so that it was creating an opposite direction. Okay, I will just recreate the sketch and delete this sketch and then create a spline again. Now you can see that the sketch was created in this constraint. Okay, like this you need to consider whether in opposite direction or in actual direction. Then we have a point For that, I think we don't need this sketch. You can select this from datum and then click here and click this, select this and select this, and then click OK. You can see that the geometry was created here. Okay, so today we have learned about something in pattern feature. Okay, for example, dimension axis, direction axis, fill table, and curve and points. Okay, just try it and do more some practice to understand the features. Okay, thanks for your watching.